morning guys, we are back for day number 2 of the tour of Mum's self-sufficient homestead. Let's have a look at the nursery or greenhouse. Come on in. Now if you've watched the first video, you would have gotten a little bit of a tour of Mum's greenhouse. She uses this greenhouse for her cuttings, creating all of her new plants that she then puts around the property, and she also uses it because it's a form of income, because she actually sells a lot of these plants on the property and online. So out here, normally in winter, all of the plants are out in the sunshine. She has moved them because it is now summer and it's 35 degrees again today. So in order to keep the plants nice and cool, she's moved most of the plants inside under the shade cloth area, which we will check out in a bit. But she did just talk me through these plants here, which are passion fruit vines. These are sun-hardened vines. So essentially she's raised these out in the sun, so that way anybody who is local that are buying these plants will be able to plant them straight out into the sunlight and they're not going to be harmed or die. Whereas a lot of cuttings, if they start indoor or in the shade and then they come out into severe weather, they're not going to like that transition so quickly. She has some poinciana babies over here. She's got a few little lily pillies that are also starting to grow. She's going to plant these lily pillies out into her garden along her edges to create more of her hedges. These two trees here are coffee trees, some buddleias. So Mum has purchased these, but what she typically does is she will purchase 1 or 2 plants. She will then grow them in pots, propagate them, and then just continue to grow more and more of that one plant that she then will also sell. Over here we have some more seedlings. These are usually a mix of herbs or vegetable seedlings that she will then plant out into the vegetable garden. So these are a portulaca flower, or a sun jewel, and you can see all of the little tiny native bees that are loving these flowers. If you're not from Australia, you might be quite surprised to see what the native bees look like. They're very tiny, and I don't believe that they can sting you. One thing that can sting you is the wasp nest over here, which is a paper wasp nest. We're not going to get too close, but we will zoom in. We have a few of these wasp nests around the property. Mum has been stung numerous times, and wasps, although they hurt when they bite you, they technically are still a beneficial insect and are really important as a part of the ecosystem for any garden or homestead. So in the greenhouse here, she has a lot of plants that are either indoor or outdoor plants. She has grown a lot of these from cuttings, and they are growing really well in here. She keeps the cloth just to keep temperatures down. This is a stunning elephant ear plant, and it's growing incredibly well. It's actually growing in the greenhouse itself. Don't think Mum is going to be selling this one.
I've got pups coming that I've got to dig out, right?
Oh yeah, there's pups down the bottom here, which she will dig out and she will sell those. She's got some peace lilies growing over here, which she will be selling. You'll also notice some of these pots here that are beautifully painted. So Mum actually paints these pots herself, and it's another source of income that she has here on her homestead. I will add in the description the link to her Instagram and her Facebook page if you want to check out any of her artwork that she hand paints and sells here on the property. Alright, let's check out some of the cutting station, and this is where Mum propagates a lot of her cuttings and then grows them until they're a certain size, and then we'll move them out into the rest of the greenhouse. If you are also not from Australia, you will freak out when you see this, but this is a huntsman spider. It does look, is it alive?
Yes.
Mum was just showing us her upcycling that she's been doing here. So these are all milk cartons or milk containers. Anything that she uses that she doesn't want to put into landfill, she then uses this little, it's a wood burning device, and she started to use this to create the actual holes in the base of these, and then this is what she uses to start growing her seedlings. Okay, so before we go down to the other fruit trees and to show you a little bit of issues that we're having with the fruit at the moment, or Mum is having at the moment, I just wanted to show you our hard work. So you'll notice that all of this area is green and lush. That's because Mum has had a lot of rain recently, and Andy and I mowed this whole area a couple of days ago. It's already starting to grow again, and Andy also whippersnippered all the boundaries of the gardens and the edges of the gardens. This is a really big job, and Mum does this nearly every single week when it is raining. So she usually does this by herself, which is huge. We are doing it to help her as much as we can while we're up, but again, because we are usually in Melbourne and it's quite a long drive up here, we can't come up as often as we would like, so we just try to help out as much as possible when we are visiting Mum up in Queensland. Again, you can see we've got a few more hay bales that we need to top up around the garden. These are one of the best things that you can do to increase the nutrition in the soil of your garden. And they're not that expensive out here. I think Mum pays like, is it $30 a hay bale?
Yeah.
Something like that. And it goes a really long way. Something is stealing the flowers off this plant, like eating the flowers. I'll show you guys B-roll, but this had like beautiful big orange liliums the other day, and something has eaten like the entire flower off the stem because the flower's nowhere to be seen. Just be careful of snakes, everyone. Just keep your eyes peeled. Especially in summer, there is a lot of snakes out here, and we want to leave them alone and let them do their own thing, but you also don't want to step on them because you don't want to get bitten. I wish you guys could smell what we can smell right now. This is Mum's plum tree, and all of these plums, which are looking beautiful, are also on the ground, and they have all been attacked by fruit fly. We are about to be testing a product that Mum has been told to use, which the product is just here on the screen. If you've used this product, please let us know. It is an organic product and it has no pesticides. It's such a shame because there's like hundreds of plums. So before I take you guys down to Mum's veggie garden, I just want to show you a few more of the fruit trees that Mum has growing out the back. She also has a whole bunch of Australian natives here as well to attract bird life. Let's take a look. Here is the grapefruit tree, and the grapefruit are looking massive compared to last time we were here. And there's a beautiful butterfly that's flying around at the moment as well. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. All of the fruit that Mum grows here on her property, she either turns into jams, chutneys, gives to friends. The bananas, she's been getting a lot of bananas from them. An issue that Mum is really struggling with at the moment is this invasive nutgrass. Nutgrass is incredibly hard to get rid of. It is a weed. It grows really deep within the soil on a nut, and so if you're constantly trying to pull the grass up, unless you actually remove the nut, you're going to just have this continuously growing again and again and again. She is really struggling with trying to kill it. Before we go into the veggie garden, normally this garden is thriving and it is Mum's main source of vegetables. However, we have had a lot of rain here. I will show you what the dam looked like when it was flooding recently. So there's been so much water and it has killed a lot of the plants. This comes with the territory of having a self-sufficient rural homestead. You are going to have issues with the weather, whether it's a drought, floods, whatever it might be. And so although Mum typically would eat maybe 80% of her own fruit and veg from this garden, at the moment it's a very small amount just due to the weather. Let's see if we can harvest anything as well and bring it back for Mum. Over here I think is a zucchini plant, but it doesn't look like she's got any zucchinis at the moment. This chili plant has really struggled, although her other chili plant in the flower garden is much better. Shall we harvest some of the ripe chilies? Ooh, one. Something's eaten it. Something has been chewing on it.
Oh. You want to tell them what you're doing?
Oh, right now I am using this to move the cobwebs out of the way. I am a little scaredy cat when it comes to spiders or snakes. I just am a city girl at heart and I don't like spiders or snakes. We've got the celery plants down here. Parsley. There's lots of beans. We've got the pawpaw tree over here with some baby pawpaw growing on it. We're going to pick a whole bunch of beans now and then maybe pick the apple cucumbers. Oh, yum.
Tastes good?
They're really nice. The more beans you pick, the more beans you grow. Here is some of the beans that we've managed to harvest. There's a lot more, but that will do for today. I might put them in my pocket.
That's really grown. There we go. Bingo.
Oh, so cute. Oh, lovely.
And then, neighbour's dogs.
Yeah. How good.
Want me to get some?
Yeah, if you want.
I think these are slightly different varieties.
Yeah, they are. They're massive. Don't move it down. Woohoo! And that is from just today. Mum could literally go in there like every day if she wanted to. I'm dropping them because there's so many. So not only does Mum harvest her own vegetables, fruit, grows her own meat and her own eggs, but she also has her own flowers. So Mum will go in every few days, harvest some flowers, cut some flowers, and now she's got her own beautiful little bouquets of flowers. She's gifted a lot for my grandparents, which is very lovely. We're back at the chook pen and you can see that the chooks are going really well. Mum has had a few little baby chicks that have now grown up into teenagers. There's also a few little baby turkeys that have grown up to be teenagers. One thing though that is very sad is that Mum has discovered there is a fox that every time Mum lets the chooks and turkeys out, which usually isn't a daily occurrence, it has sneakily been coming in the middle of the day and has been stealing some of her chickens or turkeys. So she's actually lost, I'd say, 4 or 5 chickens to the fox. It's very hard because Mum wants her chickens to be free range and she wants them to be able to move around. So she started to get Dusty the dog just to scare away the fox whenever it's nearby, but it's a very, very tough part of the process. So this is Barb and Barb's babies, Barbara, and they have grown up a lot since the last video. Alba keeps trying to circle them because she has a little bit of border collie in her and she thinks that she is a sheepdog. She's not. But they're going really, really well. Mum is hoping to get another ram so she can have some more babies. Hey, Barb. Yeah. So the dams are nice and full. She has the 3 dams over here. Mum wants as much water as possible because, again, when you don't have access to town water, water is one of the most precious things that you can possibly have out here on the acreage. And when it started to flood, it would overflow from the top dam here and then flow all the way down into the next dam and then so forth. So the water wasn't necessarily wasted, but it was kind of flowing. There we have it, guys. Thank you for watching day 2 of the Self Sufficient Rural Homestead Tour on my mum's property. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have not, make sure that you watch day 1 where we go through this beautiful flower garden and I show you how much it's grown in just 3 months, and we'll also take you through over 20 different exotic types of fruit trees that Mum is also growing. Before we wrap up, I also want to just do a shout out to my mum who has gracefully allowed us to film all on her property. If you have any questions for her, please let us know. She loves to answer them and I will do so in the comments. And also make sure to check out in the description because I will add links to her art pages as well as her eBay store when it's up and running, when she's going to be selling her cuttings or seedlings. Thanks for watching. Bye. See you in the next video.